Hey guys, I'm Virginia from the Peter B. Moore Makerspace at Georgian College, and I would like to do a mini maker video with you guys. So I'm going to show you how to make these cute little gnomes. So I'm really excited to show you this. So let's set up for this because we're going to need a few materials, one of which I am currently wearing. It's very warm, so I am going to take it off. This is actually what I have used for the beards. We'll just take that and put that over here for now. Okay, so we've gotten that done. Now, the next thing is to take these cute little guys, and we're gonna have to move them somewhere else because we need this space to do some making. So, I have a few materials here. Most of them were purchased at the dollar store or Lens Mills, but for sure you can definitely do this all on one shop to the dollar store, or you can pre-order at Lens Mills and they can have some stuff ready for you. So first thing we're going to go through is the noses. So I've got a few little pom-poms here for noses. I'm really excited. They're super cute. So we got some little pink ones, red ones, we've got some browner ones. You know, everybody's got a different skin tone, so we're going to move those pom-poms over here. And then we have some little hat pom-poms. So these are going to be used for the cute little ball that goes on the top of the hat. And we'll just pop those over there for now. The next thing that we are going to use is something called Fiberfill. So this is found in pillows or stuffed animals or just a bag labeled polyfill. So if you can't find any bags labeled polyfill or it's out of your price range, get a dollar store cushion or a dollar store stuffed animal and you will have yourself some fluff. Next thing, of course, we need rice. So rice is going to be what keeps the gnomes stable and standing. The weight that we're going to put in the bottom, it's going to be just a little bit of rice, and it's going to keep our gnomes standing upright. The one thing we have to remember when we go to put our gnomes away this year, we will have to put them into a sealed container because if you put them into a box, rice attracts mice. So think about it that way. You can also use alternatives like sand or gravel or something like that. For those things, I would consider maybe putting them into their own pouch so that they don't leave dust everywhere. Okay, next thing that we need is obviously, you've already seen it, the beard material. So I've got two little beards already cut out here because we're going to make two different types of gnomes today. Mostly just that they're going to be different colors, and that's exciting. You can also make a whole bunch of different sizes of gnomes, so we will look into that at the end. Fabric. So I have cut these fabric squares, rectangles, into about 6x6, 7x7, 6.5, around those sort of sizes. And then for the hat pieces, which are these pieces right here, what I've done is I've just taken squares that are this size and I've cut them in half to make the top for the hat. So what we're going to do first is, move stuff out of the way and start building. All right, so for now, we're going to take the hats out and we are just going to keep our two pieces of fabric right here. Now, this gray fabric, which I got from Lens Mills, and this fabric, which I got from Lens Mills, both very cheap, but just only bought a little bit of them. It has this one has two sides. This one is double-sided, so it doesn't really matter which side you use on this one, but on the gray one, you have a choice. So you can either choose the more textured or the nice super soft side. I like the nice super soft side, so what I'm going to do is flip this around this way so that we pour the rice onto this side and here and not mix it up. So I have my rice. We're just going to fill some of that. Ooh, look at that, a little bum. Some rice. So I would put about, I guess that's approximately a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half if you measure anything. I put that much. It's very scientific. The next thing we're going to do is make sure that we have some fluff for the tops of those. It's actually going to break this piece of fluff down a little bit because it was a little bit much. So that'll go on top of there. So we have these great little piles. Now what, you're saying, Virginia? What we need to do is get into the hot glue. The hot glue is going to be great. Super easy to use, but remember, hot glue is hot. I tell myself this every time, and I still stick my fingers in it. So your goal is to make sure that you don't stick your fingers in the hot glue. But if you do, just run some cold water over it. You'll be fine. All right, let's do this. So what we like to do is I like to glue on 2 corners, as you can see, and we'll actually do 2 at once. So then we just need to pick up the corners, stick them, pick up the corners, stick them, pick up these corners, stick them, pick up these corners, and stick them. So as you can see, I have a lot of little pieces of string here. Do what you would like with them. It's really, I peel mine all off at the end of my projects usually, but you can actually, as you're gluing, if you twirl around the glue once you finish gluing, it actually takes away those little spider webs, but not my business. So we have these 2 great little pouches. While those are just sort of sitting there to sort of cool down, I'm going to slide those to the back, and we are going to get the hats ready. For this guy, I'm actually going to do it inside out. So we're going to take the glue, and we're going to glue down the side here. And for this one as well, we are going to take the glue, just glue down the side. So now we have these handy dandy little triangle pieces that we are just going to flip together. And as you can see, accuracy is not something that's really required with this, which is great because that means you can do this as a fun craft with your friends. If you're bored, these guys make great hacky sacks. Yeah. And it's also great to do with your kids. So if you have kids at home and we're in a pandemic, so if the kids are home and you need them to do some sort of crafty exercise, this is a great craft to do with them. Just remember, hot glue is hot. Again, just going to remind everybody. So we've got these 2 little hats here. We're going to once again set those aside so that they can cool off, because we don't want to try to turn them inside out while they are warm, because then you'll see the glue stick out. So now that these guys are kind of ready, we're going to take some more glue and we're going to sort of bunch up these edges. I put glue on the inside and around, and then I just start going kind of hot glue crazy. You'll probably see me burn myself in this point, because this is where I primarily spend most of my time burning myself during the times where I'm squishing little, oh look, see, I already got my finger in the glue. This needs to fold. Hot glue, what can you do? All right, so we got this like pretty all right looking pouch. Oh, I just ruined it. We're gonna take this guy and we're just gonna squeeze him up there. And then I like to just do that to get everything down to the bottom and make sure that I have a nice sort of relatively tight seal at the top here. Not that it's going to matter, because the gnome hat's going to go on top of that, so it doesn't really matter how pretty the top looks. But if you find that you don't really like the way the body looks, you can just sort of shape it a little bit more, and you'll get a nice sort of little pouch. All right, so we need more glue. All right, so we needed some more glue, so I definitely got extra. This is probably the longest glue stick I've ever seen. I don't know where we got them from. It's pretty old, but you can get extra long glue sticks. So here we go. We're gonna put some more glue around here. And up there, sides. You know, make it real artistic looking with your hot glue. How's that? Then we're just going to take all these sides up, bring them together, doing our absolute best to not burn ourselves. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did with the gray one and just sort of like work out the pouch. If you're wondering, yes, I did just stick my hand in hot glue and it was hot. I think the best part of gluing yourself so often is that you hit a point where you no longer swear when you do it. You're just like, ah. Darn, not again. And this guy, I just wanted a little bit more glue because I wanted his body to squish together just a little bit more. It wasn't looking very nice, so I just added a little more glue. So I'm going to hold that while that sort of sets. And then we have this little pouch already made, and we got some hot glue on the table here. Let's just get rid of that. We want a pretty looking table. So we've got these two cute little pouches. And now we're just going to slide those up there, and then we've got these two little hats. How we're going to work with the hats is we do need a pair of scissors. Ta-da! These are my adult safety scissors. Those exist. What I like to do is trim off the tip. I'm going to do that on both of them because they're both happening at the same time. Get rid of those little extra bits. And then we're going to turn these guys inside out. All right. This one has a little piece of red thread. Who knew? Once you have them turned inside out, what I like you to do is basically cut it into a more rounded shape. So then we have a cute little gnome hat. Ta-da! It's kind of circular. I'm not about exactness because it's the little things in life that make things unique. And we're going to do this one inside out as well. And of course, once again, we are going to round out our cute little hat. Get rid of that. Okay, so now we have these two cute little ice cream cones that are adorable. So those can go sit there. These guys actually need their beards now. So I'm going to put the shorter beard on the red one and the bigger beard on this guy. And what I like to do is I like to pick the ugliest part of the pouch and put the beard over that part. So if you have a part that doesn't look very good, but the rest of it does, cover it with the beard. Works out great. Once again, we're going to bring in our handy dandy glue gun. We're just going to lay a couple beads of glue along the top there. And then carefully stick it to our guy. We're going to do the same thing with this one. This one's more of like a mustachy beard, which is nice. I like it. It's kind of cute. They look really cute when they have mustaches too, and you can obviously make them shorter than I have been making them. What I enjoy about the longer beards is that when you have them and they sit like this, they actually have the ability, their little beard hangs off the shelf and it looks really cute. Looks really cute. All right, so we've got these two little guys. Now we're gonna make sure, first of all, to put the right ice cream cone onto the right gnome. So we're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna fill this ice cream cone with hot glue. Oh, my hot glue skills are killing it today. So as you can see, if we don't want any of those little strings, we can just wrap it around and it collects them. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the seam goes to the back of the gnome and then that it covers the beginning of the beard completely, so you don't see where the beard starts. So we have this cute little fella now, or I guess it's a fella because then I guess no, female gnomes don't grow beards. I'm going to have to look into that one. I'm not sure. So, ice cream cone, gnome, done. Now, secondary ice cream cone, a gnome. So once again, we're going to, generously put our hot glue inside the cone, not outside the cone. Get back in there. Oh, no. All right, then we're going to take our other little gnome guy and put his little hat on there. So as you can see, they look different because, this guy's hat turned out a little bigger because his body was a little smaller. This guy's hat turned out a little smaller because his body was larger. Although they're using the same size fabrics, it just depends on how much you put inside of it. So now that we have these two cute little gnomes, we are going to have to pick some little gnome noses. And looking at my gnomes here, the color I don't currently have is this one. So we're gonna do one of these guys with this color nose. Again, this is where that twirling technique really comes in handy, because then we can get rid of the strings before they get onto our little guys. And then for this guy, maybe a red nose. I have like one red ball. I think we should give him, maybe that's orange. You know what? They're gnomes. Gonna give that a little hot glue again. Get rid of the strings. Put the hot glue gun down for a second. There we go. And then obviously the final thing is to put the pom-poms on top. So I have a couple different top pom-poms. Oh, top pom-poms. That was bad. So I have a gray one. I have a black one. Ooh, I have this red one that might look really nice on this guy. I think that's what we're going to do. It's a little big. But you know what? Some people like really big pom-poms on their heads. We're just going to stick that on there real nice and sort of give it some pressure so that it really sticks down, especially for the one that's larger. If you're using a larger one, then that's a good idea. And I'm just going to take the part that got stuck to my finger off, because of course, hot glue. There we go. We got one done. And then I think on this other guy, we're going to use a little gray pom-pom. So we put our little gray pom-pom on there. And ta-da, we have gnomes. Now for this gnome family, which is now a gnome family, there are many gnomes that we have made while trying to make this video successfully. And I don't want to lie to you, you can change the sizes of the fabric that you're using so that you end up with a larger gnome, or you end up with a teeny tiny gnome, teeny tiny gnomes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to doing some more mini maker videos. Of course, they're not all going to be using hot glue guns, but the hot glue gun is going to come back with a vengeance. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, one of our mini maker videos, and hopefully our PWB More Makerspace will be open shortly once we get all our cool stuff back in there. And I look forward to making many more mini maker videos for you guys. Look out for the hot glue gun because it will be back. See you guys later. Bye.